What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I just wanted to go into tonight's games. We had a really good night. Some of tomorrow's college games that I like that fit some metrics, and then we're going to go into, of course, the title games and what we think is going to happen. I think I have a pretty good gauge over USC and teams that need to win or lose for that to happen. But as far as tonight, we did, like I said, we had a good night overall. I think the basketball gods convened towards the end because I was actually going to make a video about 20 minutes ago talking about how, we went 4-0 because the pace for the over was obvious. They were definitely hitting. And the only thing stopping the Blazers from not covering or winning was like a meltdown at the end, which did happen, but that's all right. We'll take 3 out of 4. But I wanted to go more into the narratives, and I think the narratives speak volumes, and that's what we saw. So here, as you can see, I think we have playoff preview games, only I think the teams are going to be flipped. I think Mavericks play Clippers so Luka can get his revenge, and I think the Warriors play the Blazers. Because I think the story of Dame, Ant, and Grant. By the way, Grant had 34, Simons had another 37. That story of them versus Steph, Clay, and Dre just writes itself. And then they both have role players like Sharp and JP on each side that can make it interesting. So I think they're showing people, even with an injured Clippers team, they did come back. If you watched the game, you saw the Clippers are not a team to be messed with. And all season long, that has essentially been my theory that, they're not going to. I think they're going to win the division still. And I think they're going to win about 50 games. I don't think they're going to be, a 7 or 8 seed like others, like the Jazz and Kings. Now, the other games we played the Knicks, very similar logic. When you have only 3 games, they know that all eyes are going to be on those games. And in this case, Pistons, again, yes, it could be a trap, but at the same time, the Knicks aren't an amazing team. They're not viewed that way. But I think they had to remain around 500 because I think they're going to be a playoff team. So we're a quarter into the season. So I picked them to win, but I also took them to cover. They covered the 4, obviously, handedly. And I think they really pushed Brunson. And I think it's going to be them and the Wizards. And I think they wind up becoming the play-in team. So Knicks are going to be a good team going forward because when they're playing equally bad teams or even better teams like the Jazz, or we had them covering the Grizzlies and they did. I think they beat the Grizzlies. Games like that, I think we're going to get the Knicks more often than not. This one was probably the toughest call. But as I said before, and I'm not saying this is exactly the reason, but they love their numbers. Now we got 11, 11, 10, 10. They love their palindromes. They love any kind of number they can get like that. I don't know why. But as you can see, Luka, 41, big number in the NBA. I went into Curry scoring 41, and the significance of that when Golden State won the finals. And again, Luka, he last year in the Western Conference Finals, they said, "Hey, kid, it's Curry's. Curry's not done." So Luka sold, lost, and they were going to give that to the Golden State Warriors anyway. I think this is kind of a mild passing of the torch. They play more times, of course, this year, but only 3. So of course the third one's going to be interesting. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Luka bumped them in the playoffs. Although I see him bumping the Pistons more, or I'm sorry, the Clippers more so than the Warriors. But yeah, I think too much public money was on the Warriors here, as well as the fact of pushing that they're not good on the road. And I love this metric. I go into it all the time. It just doesn't hold. The 4, it's not showing right now. Mavs were like 4-14 against the spread, so they improved to 5-14. This one, the Clippers did, or the Blazers did have a good record against the spread, which normally I would have faded. But I'll be honest, again, I think it's a narrative game. And people still saw that Simons is not just Dame 2.0. I think they saw that Grant is one hell of a player who put up like 32 points. And when they get Dame, they're going to be really, really good. So they kind of let it slip away, which is fine. Like I said, I almost put out a video when they were up by like 18 with not much time left, going over why I thought it was a clean win. But I'm like, you know what, in the NBA, anything is possible, so we're going to wait. And, of course, we did. Now, we did catch the over, so we split that game. Like I said, Clippers 2-11, and they were, like, again, they were another one that was like, I think, 5-14, something to that effect on the over. So those metrics balance out. So that's why I do this. The sequence is the way I do because we don't have to hit them all. Yesterday we missed a few. You know, we missed the Colts, but we got it back with the Mavs just tonight. And then if you had not seen it yet, that's what I go over in my my 10x video. And I know, you know, a lot of people look at that and might laugh, but if you just started watching, that's how we've been doing this. Then we were able to luckily get the Clippers went over for us on a second leg, and we got the Blazers. So we missed the Blazers. We got the Knicks. So we're gonna have a third leg for the Blazers. And what I wanted to go into, I put this on my Discord all the time, right here. There's a lot of different alpha. You can see all the different sections we have in here. So if you want to just join and, you know, if you like a particular sport, it might help. This is stuff I can't get out in every video. It's just more, you know, if you're in the Discord, you'll be able to see it every day. These are all the college teams I like, overs, unders, and teams to cover. And I simply went off a metric of teams that are undefeated or winless against the spread, or undefeated or winless with hitting an over or under. So that's why I'm fading Yale. That's why I'm fading a lot of these teams, just because I'm taking Loyola Chicago, because they're either 0 or 100% on the spread, which doesn't hold. So I wanted to show you guys that. I mean, you could always pause it, but I mean, this is really it. It's the same thing as my notes here. So you could join the Discord, or if you just want to look at it for a second. I will have more plays out. I'm going to go into the NBA tomorrow, of course. They're all narratives. But tonight I thought it was fitting because between metrics and narratives, you see how seamless it can be. And especially when there's less games, they know they have to tell those narratives. So even in a losing effort, I am very proud of how the Blazers are compared to what I thought they'd be doing this year. You know, of all the games, that one I was the most interested in. Even though obviously Dallas was the most important, it was my like 3, and we did get it. I was watching them because from a long-term perspective, I really do think you get Dame back in here and you get these guys going together. You get Sharp, where right now his stroke's just not quite there. They're going to be a tough team, and they're not going to be like the Jazz and Kings. This team's going to go on a run that a 10 win streak or something of that effect. And like I said, I don't see them as a play-in team. I see them as a playoff team. So they'll be good to watch going forward. We'll definitely hit some games tomorrow, and you can see tomorrow is more of a full schedule. But you always have your trap games. Blazers, Lakers is one I like a lot because we've played both teams. Bucks, Knicks I like a lot. Just looking at Grizzlies, T-Wolves, I believe that's a rematch of the playoffs. A lot of good matchups. So we're going to go into that tomorrow. But I just wanted to recap and urge anyone that might not have seen it, you know, like I said, there's no specific video that I care more about. But this one here, I know if you just look at it, you probably laugh, you know, 10x in 2 months. But we did. We went from 185 in this very first video, NCAA rigged, and from every video you'll see how exactly we went from that to right about 1200 as we stand. So I bring it up because a few people have been bringing it up lately and they're still a little confused. That video is the absolute best of me explaining it. And as far as the narratives, I think we're over the target. Knicks, I think a lot of people are sleeping on them. I like the Warriors road narrative. I think we're going to win a lot with that. And just Dallas at, you know, winning when they shouldn't. And here I think the Blazers, though they lost this game, down the road I think the Blazers are going to win a lot that they shouldn't. And it's nice that we got the over as well. So I do like those college plays for tomorrow, so I would definitely play them. And I'm going to have a video out, of course, going into all the title games and who we think is going to win them as well. But that's all I really wanted to do was go over tonight and then get all those college ones out because I like getting college out for people that like to play. I play almost every one because I know the numbers even out and we only need 7.5 sequence wins for every 3-legged loss. So with college alone, we'll probably get that tomorrow. But if you can only play a few, now you can pick your spots. There's a bunch more options for you. But that's why I always encourage people to join the Discord. It's, you don't lose anything. It's free, and it's just, you can kind of just gauge certain people's opinion on certain games. But yeah, good job everyone that, rode with us. I know a lot of people have the Warriors winning for gematria reasons and other reasons. But I more so stick to narratives and metrics, and I think that's what's going to, again, Luka 41, I told you, big number. I think that's what's going to continue keeping us doing well going forward. So thank you everyone for all the support last live. We're going to go live again, but you guys are always great. Everyone in the Discord's great. We're growing so organically, and I love to see everyone with different insights. Take care, everyone, and happy